Hi everybody, Scott here from what was formerly known as the Introvert Power channel and now is just the Scott Morgan channel. I want to talk today about an INFJ concept or theory, essentially looking at NI as both being experienced by the INFJ consciously and unconsciously. So I sort of coined the phrase top heavy and bottom heavy NI, and the top heavy being one that is experienced consciously, but the information that is experienced consciously, essentially it's like it comes from the unconscious, but it's experienced consciously. So it's like when, you know, the insights that that INFJs experience sort of on a daily basis is what I would consider, you know, a conscious NI. And while it's experienced consciously, I think a lot of INFJs have a hard time hearing from it, which is another story. But the reason it can be hard to tune into is because we can all have quite a lot of unresolved junk on the inside, a lot of noise, and we can also just not be familiar with it. So it's like INFJs have to learn how to hear from their dominant function. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. But anyway, this top heavy NI is what is experienced as sort of spontaneous or sort of left of center insights. You know, the information that comes between the cracks, between the lines of what is being consciously noticed and experienced. And I sort of picture like a for the want of a better description, like a hamburger where the top bun is top heavy NI and the bottom part is bottom heavy, and in that sense top and bottom NI is connected. But bottom heavy NI is, how I describe it, is more unconscious, in the sense that it's like without getting too airy-fairy, I suppose, it's like a guiding force, but I don't mean it in a spiritual sense. I mean it as just a cognitive function, but it's like it's running in the background. And I think it's just the way the INFJ is built. And it's kind of like a current, if you can imagine like a river. The current of the river is like bottom heavy NI that is leading the INFJ along their life's course. And a lot of other types, for most other types, that's not going on. For a lot of other types, their plan and direction and all of that is a lot more conscious. It's a lot more deliberate. And it's not that INFJs can't have plans and directions and so on. There's a sense that something deeper is guiding them that they're not fully in touch with. And for that reason, I think INFJs can experience a certain sort of uneasiness about life direction and purpose, because its guiding force is somewhat unconscious, and it's almost like having to walk by faith that this bottom heavy NI knows the way and it knows what it's doing. And it's kind of like if bottom heavy NI is the current, that guides the INFJ. It's like it guides the INFJ towards certain life purposes, directions, experiences and so on. And then top-heavy NI that is experienced consciously happens within the context that the bottom-heavy NI leads them into. I've personally had experiences where I've done something, I've put something together, or I've been working on something and it's felt like the right thing to do, having no idea that would lead and fit perfectly within something in the future that I had no idea was going to happen. And maybe we can all sort of say that happens to us, but I think it's more of a fundamental experience for INFJs. I think what can happen is this bottom-heavy NI, every once in a while there's like forks in the roads or key markers in life that the INFJ experiences. Maybe a handful of times in one's life where, sorry, I'm going to untangle myself here, where an INFJ will have an experience, or you could almost say serendipitous, in the sense of deep questions being answered. Everything kind of, all of these paths or bits and pieces of life that the INFJ has been questioning or wondering about come together to act as almost like a confirmation that they're on the right track. Whether that's like meeting someone and having a conversation that is almost feels divinely orchestrated, or just finding something deep being answered, and it can be experienced very intensely. So top-heavy NI I'd see as like little sparks of energy, if you like, if the thought is an energy. I guess everything's energy, to sort of normalize that, but to try and just speak the metaphor out, top-heavy NI, Sammy, is momentary inspiration that usually energizes the INFJ momentarily, whereas bottom-heavy NI is like a full body or full consciousness experience, where that unconscious narrative comes up to meet the top heavy NI, or you could say just comes up to envelop the INFJ in a period of time or a momentary awareness that they're on the right track, that everything sort of happens for a reason, and all of this sort of thing. I don't feel like I'm fully explaining it as clearly as I would like, but I think INFJs watching will resonate with it. But anyway, I hope that you found the video interesting. Just wondering if other INFJs relate to this top-heavy and bottom-heavy NI. It's not like a complete theory or anything like that. It's just a way of describing how NI can be experienced by INFJs. And just to let you know, I have a Patreon account if you would like to support me making these videos, and just to let you guys know that I am a professional counsellor. I've been counselling for 9 years, And so I'm available for counselling sessions. If you're looking for a counsellor, feel free to send me an email and get in touch and for us to talk about that. For people that prefer to read about this sort of material as opposed to listen to it, I have a few articles on my website, and the link is in the description, that you could go and check out and subscribe to get those sent to you. But anyway, I'll leave this video here, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Maybe as a side note to this video is some people watching who believe in the existence of God would be listening to this going, that just sounds, NI sounds like God in the way that you're describing it. And I would agree that that's what it sounds like. And I think though that NI in and of itself, its characteristics can be attributed to some of what we know as sort of the way God operates, in the sense of people would say, you know, God said this to me, God said that to me, or whatever, and an INFJ would say, I just have this sense or this knowing that something is right. So I think there's a bit of overlap in the way NI can be experienced versus the way people experience God. But NI is not God. It is just, for whatever reason, the way the INFJ's been wired is to somehow be able to pull things out of the unconscious in ways that other types can't, or struggle to. But NI is not God. I think I would describe sort of like a God encounter or experience, or whatever you want to call that, is completely separate to NI experiences and processes.